is Jenna and welcome to day 7 of Graevale week. Today is the final day, which means it is February 1st, which means that Graevale is out now in bookstores and online, so definitely go and pick up your copy and read this incredible book. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. For the last day of Graevale week, KAYSIA and I both decided that we would do a spoiler-free review of Graevale for anyone who is thinking about picking it up. Before I get started though, I will say that while this video will not contain spoilers to Graevale, it will contain spoilers from the first 3 books in the series, Akane, Raylia and Dracora. So if you're not yet caught up on the Madoran Chronicles, I highly recommend that you go and read those books first before watching this video. So Graevale picks up directly where Dracora ended. Alex has just returned from her trip to the past and has just released Jordan from being claimed by Avon, and the two of them are headed back to Akane Academy to confront their teachers and also Bear and DC. In this book, Alex attempts to warn the other mortal races of Madora that Avon is a huge threat and that he needs to be stopped. Along the way, she is given lessons by a mysterious new mentor while she attempts to strengthen her gift in order to save her friends and family from the threat of Avon. Okay guys, but this book is my favorite book in the Madoran Chronicles. This literally has everything that you could possibly want in a book. It has action, it has adventure, it has love, it has friendship, it has heartache, it has everything that you could possibly want in a book. It's in this book. So as always, I will talk about Lynette's writing style, and once again I have to say Lynette has an incredibly relaxed writing style that makes it really easy to just binge read this book. You could literally sit down and then 4 hours later you'll be finished it, and I know this because I did that. The first time I read this book, I read it in, it was a very short amount of time. I think it was 4 or 5 hours, and I read it and I just had an emotional breakdown by the end of it because it was so amazing and I loved it so much. Let's talk about that plot, shall we? So the plot of this book definitely raises the stakes. I mean, we thought that Dracora was raising the stakes by sending Alex back to the past and like having her interact with Avon and, you know, being in real danger. No, this book raises the stakes because we've got Avon who is finally in control of Maya, so he is in a seat of power and he is ready to go. So we see power struggles, we see Alex trying to warn these mortal races, and we see all of the politics that comes along with that. We know that Nyx is in a very precarious predicament. We know that all of Alex's friends are just all going through troubles of their own, particularly Jordan, so the stakes in this book are definitely higher than they ever have been before. One of the best things about this plot is that while Alex definitely has a goal in mind and she is always working towards that goal, we get to go off on other adventures on the way, which is just so much fun. We get to go off on adventures with people that we haven't really been on adventures with before, and for that reason I just love the plot of this one. I think that it was very well done and makes for a very good penultimate finale. When it comes to the characters in this book, I have to say that each and every one of these characters had some major character growth, particularly when we look at Alex and Nyx, and also probably Jordan. So starting off with Jordan, like I said, going into this book, Jordan has just been released from Avon, so he has spent 3 weeks under Avon's command and he is pretty scarred from that experience. Obviously he goes through a lot in those 3 weeks, a lot of which we don't actually get to find out. So Jordan in this book is just, you just have to read it to understand, but we get to see a lot of Jordan overcoming things, and we just get to see Alex worrying a lot about her friend, and for that reason I really love Jordan, and I love the way that he overcomes what is thrown his way, but doesn't just overcome it, he works through it, and is just an example for all of us. Nyx is my favorite character in this entire series. I love him to pieces, and to see him in this book, to see him going through all of the character growth that he does, to see him really stand up against Avon and to really defy him by helping Alex is just the best thing that you could have possibly hoped for. Nyx for me definitely goes through a lot of character growth in this book, even just from the beginning to the end, so I definitely think that you should keep a very close eye on his journey because you might be surprised about where he ends up. And of course, Alex goes through a lot of character development. She is not the same girl who walked through that doorway in the first chapter of Akane. She has grown into a fighter. She has grown into someone who is willing to fight for what she believes in, willing to fight for the safety of others, and is willing to do whatever it takes to stop Avon. And for that reason, I think that she is an incredibly kick-ass protagonist, and I love her to pieces. One of the best things about Alex though is even now that she is this really kick-ass sort of warrior who is able to hold her own in combat against Mayarans and is able to do these really awesome things, she is still the same Alex that we've all fallen in love with from the first book, who is still incredibly clumsy and is still super awkward around Caden, which is something else that I love in this book. We get to see a lot more of Caden, which is something I was really looking forward to, getting to know a bit more about him, getting to learn kind of who he is and why he does what he does. But for the Overall, I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars because it has everything that I could possibly have wanted. It has so much character growth, the plot is so enjoyable, and I loved every second of reading it, and I cannot wait for book 5 to be released. Thank you so much for watching my final video for Graevale week. I have had the most fun filming this week for you guys. It has been an adventure and a half with some of the videos that I have had to film. Definitely go and check out KAYSIA'S review, which I will leave the link in the description box below. It's also her final day of Graevale week, so do not forget to comment on her video and also on mine if you want to go in the running to win the final signed copy of Graevale that we have available. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to everyone who participated in our challenge videos and who participated in our favorite characters and why video. You guys are the reason why we do Graevale week, and you guys are the reason why Lynn has such amazing followers. If you like this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. Resist the shadows. Bye.